Joining us now, Maryland Congressman Andy Harris. And for instance, Congressman Harris, Oregon's insurance commissioner supported the Affordable Health Care Act, but now says that you might see insurance rates go up as much as 30% over the next year. They're calling this rate shock. Is there anything that can be done to prevent it?
Well, Adam, you're absolutely going to go see rates go up, and especially on the younger workers, because the law sets a maximum ratio of the highest insurance premium to the lowest. And those young workers are going to choose not to buy the insurance. They'll choose to pay the penalty. And strangely enough, the number of uninsured young workers will actually go up.
Young Invincibles, a group that actually supported the Affordable Health Care Act, brought this to the attention of the administration in a letter they sent back in December, and they said most young people will receive protection from those increases through subsidies, but coverage such as dependent coverage and catastrophic plans. But for those who don't get those subsidies, and it's roughly 1 million young people, they're the ones they're worried will actually not buy insurance. Now, what's going on is a rule change. What is it? Now you can charge an older person 5 times what you charge a younger person, but the administration wants to change it to 3 times? No,
it's 3 times now. You can the ratio is limited to only 3 to 1. So it brought down the rates for the older insured and brought up the rates for the younger. There are bills before Congress that would increase that to a 5 to 1 ratio, keeping it affordable for younger workers.
It doesn't seem fair to me to put this burden on the backs of younger people who, by the way, 18 to 29-year-olds, 60% of them voted for the president.
Look, they're going to figure out that this insurance deal is not good for them. And in the end, that's what happens when the government goes into the marketplace and begins to set rates. Younger folks really don't have as many medical expenses, so their insurance shouldn't be expensive. And if we want to encourage younger folks to buy insurance, you have to keep the rates low. The rates have already gone up by double digits. In some places here, as much as 22%. And the Affordable Care Act hasn't even kicked in.
I think CBO actually says that by 2016, on average nationwide, premiums are going to go up 10 to 13%. I thought this whole thing, the Affordable Health Care Act, was supposed to drop the cost of insurance.
Look, that was the promise, but every American knew you can't insure tens of millions of new people for a lower cost. It doesn't work that way in the real economic world.
So what are the chances that Congress will fix this if it can be fixed?
Well, I think we might be able to adjust that ratio, but even if you get past the ratio, all the other problems with the Affordable Care Act, from whether or not the exchanges are going to be stood up on time this fall, to the increase in insurance rates, even before the Affordable Care Act kicks in, a lot of those promises are going to be broken promises.
Do you think that young people might, come midterm election, remember the fact that they're paying a greater health care burden for the elderly than they are actually right now?
See, I think what's going to happen is young people just aren't going to buy the insurance. So, no, they're not going to see a difference. The only difference is there'll be fewer younger people insured. Exactly the opposite of what the intended effect was.
Representative Andy Harris from Maryland, thank you for joining us here on Money. We want to turn our attention today to